So I've gotten the stuff and on my way to deliver. So I'm just leaving out of Home Depot. But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, I do not know how with my mental health and everything. I told y'all I left healthcare several years ago, and because my mental health was going down, and I think that was partly because I was with the narcissist. I was going through hell, like all manners of hell, trying to raise them. My kids were much smaller, trying to raise them, 3 of them, and at the same time trying to be a nurse, right? So fast forward to today, we're separated, and I am a single mother with 3 teenagers. So you can imagine how, that is, or that would have been if I was still in healthcare. Man, I would have been a dead goose. I would not have. Sorry y'all for the light. I don't want the light shining in y'all's eyes. I'm trying to. Oof. Oh, the sun. Okay. All right, I'm about to turn down, so I think it should be better. But you all, yeah. So, but yeah, trying to do with teenagers sometimes. It's just, but my kids are good kids. They're good kids. It's just, sometimes, you have the little glitches here and there. You have to remind them that, hey, it's just me here. It's 3 of y'all, so work with me. Don't give me a hard time because I can't do it. So yeah, and they listen. But y'all, that's why I love the work that I do, because it helps me. Doing this allows me to be a fully functioning mom. If I was working a 9 to 5, I don't know what I would have done. I'm almost 2 years. I'm a year and 10 months separated from the narcissist, and just taking it one day at a time. Trying to make money. Do delivery, run my other businesses, and just thrive. Trying to be better, do better, so I can have better, so I can be able, to better take care of myself and my children. And but on a typical week, I'm able to make about $1,000 with delivery, and more if I if my other businesses come through, like my notary business, my maybe I get a hair custom. I don't do hair as much at all now because of the impact it was having on my back. Standing for 8-9 hours, especially when they want the longer braids, and were smaller. It was rough. It was rough. So I did it for years. I started doing hair when I was 15. 12. I was 12. So 15, 12. And I was self-taught. So yeah, I've come a long way, And one thing that you have to remember, as a mother, is just especially a single mother, is just give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. Every day is not gonna be perfect. There are gonna be some days that you just feel like crying. And today, I'm taking today to fast. I'm gonna fast till 3, so from midnight to 3. So that's about what is that? 9 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna fast till 3, and then at 3 I'm gonna break my fast. But fasting has it really it re-regulates my mind. It helps me to hear better from God. Now, it's not in any way easy, because sometimes you just feel like you just want to eat, but the way I do mine, it's just no food, no water, just fast. And when the time comes, I break my fast, and it just allows me to be closer to God, to hear better from God, and to it just quiets like all those voices, that like, all those screaming voices that like want to make me feel like, that want to make you feel crazy, that just, that wants to like to take away your focus, all those alternate voices, and you can just hear God, so I mean, thankfully I'm able to just do my delivery. When I drop, one off or whatever, I can probably go back home and, see what else is available. But I mean, everything that I do is pretty much in my own community, so I'm just able to, to just like work. And the most important thing for me is being able to be there for my kids. They see me, they see me, I come home, even on holidays, I come home on intervals, I come home on intervals, work on my YouTube video, make sure I check on them, have you done this? Have you done your dishes? Have you, just reassure them also that, I'm here, and that to me is, huge. Let them know that I'm here, because, and that's a privilege, that's a privilege, because there's a lot of single mothers that their kids barely see them. They're out before the kids wake up, and by the time the kids are, have slept, they're back, because they're working like 2-3 jobs, but God has graced me to not be in that position. I work for myself, and I'm always open to add more and more, business, ideas, or business sources of income. Like, I'm a big believer, huge believer in having multiple sources of income, and that's the way to have the life of abundance, because when you have just one thing, and even when I was in nursing, when I was in nursing, I wasn't just doing one thing. I would work in a nursing home, then I would do agency, then I would do a little bit of home health, but it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. And one thing that you have to know is just know yourself. Stop trying to fit into what everybody else thinks about you, what everybody else thinks you should be. Be yourself, and be happy being yourself. Me coming from a narcissistic family, toxic type thing, especially my mother, like she would always want to fit in with the Joneses, like when I would do hair, she would always make me feel like I was like the lower, like I didn't fit in, like she was ashamed of me, and it's just like a really crazy mindset, rather than you be happy that your child, I mean, well, not her child anymore, but your daughter is able to, fend for herself and make her own money and be independent. You're worried about what people would think. It's like, well, anyway, that's another story. She's blocked now, and just let her be on her own side of town. Just leave me alone, right? But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm still trying to get used to. A lot of boundaries that I'm setting. And I'm trying to also teach my teenagers, to set boundaries. To be able to, like when my mother was trying to, invade on my daughter's what she's gonna do for school. I mean, her college and whatever. I told her, you know what, you need to block her. And so just, a lot of those stuff, it's like for myself, it's like, it has been more complicated, but I don't want to say it is complicated, because I mean, I'm a believer in God and in Christ, And I'm a believer that, if when I put my trust in him, nothing is complicated, but would I say it hasn't been challenging? Yes, it's been challenging, but I see myself each and every day changing, and because my kids are growing as well and they're changing as well, I have to kind of like keep modifying how I relate with them, as a single mother. I have to keep like modifying, how I interact with them, my strategies, sometimes being softer, sometimes just talking, sometimes, reminding them of certain things, or being firm, not being harsh. I don't believe in being harsh, but being firm, like, hey, listen, this is the way it has to be. If we want everything to work together, this is what you have to do. This is your role and this is my role, so I mean, it's just like a whole thing, for someone like myself that, spent so many years being with the narcissist, and the fact that I know that he tried to turn my children against me. So like the first year to me, with my teenagers, was the most challenging, because they had been groomed to be disrespectful to me, even though like they wouldn't be outright disrespectful, but because narcissists, the narcissist hates you, right? So it's like they don't want the kids to prefer you or favor you. There goes the sun again. Try to turn it this way. They don't want the kids to prefer you or favor you, so they will do everything in their power to try to turn them against you. They'll try to belittle you, try to rage at you in front of the children, and so that was very, very foundational, in me, and that was paramount in me deciding that, what, enough is enough. Even though my children were all teenagers when I left the narcissist, but I didn't want a situation whereby I would stay with him, and keep saying that, or keep lying to myself. That's what a lot of victims do. They keep lying to themselves that they're staying for their children, not knowing that they're losing their children in the process, because there's no way the children can respect you and your authority as a parent when they see that you can't protect them and you can't even protect yourself. Like, what are you telling me? You know what I'm saying? You can't even, and they're coming of age, whereby they're almost adults, right? So they're coming to an age like, what are you telling me? Like, what are you saying? You can't even protect yourself. What do you have to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you have to say to me? So it's, so it's definitely been a blessing for me to this is the right place I'm to. It's definitely been a blessing for me to have been able to be where I am, today, to the glory of God, and to, okay, I'm in the right place. I wanted to make sure, because I actually silenced my GPS. It's still giving me directions, but it's silent because of the video, because I didn't want to like giving directions or, and all of that. So it's silent, but yeah, it's definitely been a process, but God has been good. I'm able to earn money. I'm able to take care of my teenagers, pay my bills, and just be diligent and proactive. And now it's challenging, but there's growth. Whenever you go through challenges, there's growth. There's always growth. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for just the grace to heal, and I thank God for Christ, because without him, I don't even know where I would be, for real. I would have been done, and all of that. So I'm grateful for him. But yeah, guys, I'm about to drop this off at the clients or the customers, and it requires a signature. So if they're not here, I'm just gonna take it back to the store. It's early in the morning. Sometimes they haven't even woken up, but it's all good though. All good. But anyway, I hope you learned something from this video. Leave your comments, maybe if you have challenges as well with teenagers, or maybe you have young kids, or whatever situation. Maybe you're a single mother, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, and you can just, relate your own experiences as well in the comments. Like it to share to more people. Leave your comments and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Join the family. And until next time, God bless and peace.